Yay! We did it.
We're all together again.
Hooray!
Yep.
Yay for us.
Yay.
But most importantly, yay for you for tuning in.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really hard for us to get together here. It's harder for us to get people to listen, probably.
It was a little harder this week. That's why the Tuesday episode.
Right. Fair enough.
That's true. This is a weird day for us.
Yeah. And this is actually going to be the last episode before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So, Merry Christmas to everyone whenever you're listening to this.
Yeah, Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Hanukkah's already ended, hasn't it?
No, I know. I heard this year it's late. In fact, it goes into the new year.
Ooh.
So
okay.
Next year there's 2 Hanukkahs.
Oh, weird.
They have a super Hanukkah.
I guess.
It's when the dreidel's at its most powerful.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how Hanukkah works. We all know this so well.
I just realized I have no idea how Hanukkah works.
So.
Yeah. Wow.
Isn't it like 8 days long? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I believe the last day is January 1st this year. Someone in the chat is saying Hanukkah starts on the 24th. Yeah, so
weird.
There you go.
All right.
Apparently that's later than usual, but I don't know.
Yeah, because I thought it usually started around the 12th. At least that's what I thought it started last year.
That would make sense. I was starting to get those Cards Against Humanity ones like a week or so before I went home one time. Hebrew Lantern says, "I'll teach you, Paul, sometime." That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those line up.
Yeah. The fact that his name's Hebrew Lantern, you mean?
Yeah,
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
This will also be the last episode before our Game of the Year episode.
Yep.
Ooh, so everyone get excited. Who here on the podcast has their list finished?
I have a list finished. I'm still trying to narrow it a few things down. But yeah.
I have about 3/4 of it finished, and then like 5 games that need to like grab those 3 slots, basically.
The hardest part for me is always like number 4 to number like 8 or 7 or something. The stuff that's kind of mediocre, and you're just like, well, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's either like I felt strongly or not so strongly about something, but not like in the middle between there of stuff this year. I don't know.
I've definitely had years where it was like my 1 and 2 just jump back and forth. No, I'm saying those are hard. It's like, which of these 2 am I gonna give the title?
Yeah,
and I had that for a bit of this one this year. I had that for sure, but no spoilers.
No,
I'm gonna be real. I don't even know what I played that came out this year that would be considered Game of the Year material.
Interesting.
Well,
okay.
I mean, by default, you have to have played 10. You played 10 games, so there is a list you can create. It doesn't matter.
I know. I have 1 or 2 games in mind that I'm like, yeah, I could see them creeping up on this list pretty high, but I don't know if they're going to be the be all end all, basically.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at the moment, we're aiming for around the 29th, so you got 9 days.
Cool. I'll do it on the last possible day.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone get excited for that.
It really is.
And if anyone listening, if you haven't done our Game of the Year community survey yet, get on that, because that's also the cutoff is when we do our show. And we have a very few of you have done it, which sucks. That's a bummer. This is the lowest number of every year we've done this.
It's kind of weird, actually. Yeah.
It is weird, because usually it's increased pretty steadily over the years.
I don't know. I think this was kind of a weird year for modern gaming in general. Like, even we got someone in the chat saying, like, I didn't play a single game that was released in 2016 this year.
We get that every year going through the surveys. We get a lot of people who are just like, they answer like the 2016 2015 one and the 2016 20XX one, and then the rest are just blank. So that definitely happens every year. But I don't know. My list started off like I had like probably 20 games when I started narrowing it down. I thought there were some great games this year.
There's definitely been some great games this year.
Yeah.
Putting them in a list is going to be harder though. Like I said, that those mid tiers. I didn't feel like there was like many mid tiers, so it's gonna be just kind of like, well, this one was clearly better than the rest. This one probably wasn't as good as the rest. Now let's just throw some numbers at the rest of these titles and call it a list.
Okay.
Shuffle
Yeah.
it around till it sounds good.
It was a good year
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was a good year, but it was a good year
for
in
gaming.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was a garbage year. This year.
I think everyone can
The years
agree.
fucking suck.
This year's
was
been
a pretty
bad.
shitty year.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah. So the Game of the Year episode late next week. We should be all together in person doing it, which would be fun. It's been a long time since we've done that, so that'll be exciting. Because I'm going up for the holidays, obviously. But before we start the actual show, have any of you guys seen Rogue One yet?
Yes.
Nope.
Yeah, did you like it?
Yes, I did.
Great. I'm looking forward to it. I'm probably going to see it with my parents, so I haven't seen it quite yet.
Okay.
But I've been hearing great things. What do you think?
Yeah. That movie.
Glowing review.
That movie is hard to talk about without like maybe pissing somebody off that there was a spoiler or something. Like,
Don't spoil anything.
yeah, it's cool.
One of those.
I really,
Is it
really,
your favorite Star Wars movie?
for the last while, yeah, it has been.
And by the last while, do you mean 7?
Since like, I liked it better than 7.
Since episode 4.
Since episode like 6, probably at least. But more like, yeah, probably. I don't know. It's been a while since I felt like they made a movie based around a plot and not around selling toys and like dumb little characters. And like
I don't know. There's a ton of those toys in the store.
that's what I mean, is that I think the problem with Rogue One maybe is that like everything in that movie is to service a plot. So like some things aren't as strong, like their character development and stuff like that, because it's very much all about what's happening.
Tie into the series. That's the problem, right?
Right, but that's also the nice thing, is that they're not like trying to make another, I don't know, like a Jar Jar or something like that they'll sell a toy of everywhere forever. Like it's actually just a story happening, which is like super dope. The ending's a little bit weird, but yeah, it's very specific. The weird problem I have with the ending, which I won't talk about at all. Obviously, we can talk about it like when you see it.
I think I had that bit spoiled for me, so I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, I don't know what you're talking about, so let's not talk about it.
No. Yeah.
John, are you gonna see it?
Yeah, Reese and I want to go watch it at some point. We just don't know when we're gonna get a chance to see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta go see Assassin's Creed as well.
Do I? As the
I have
number
no
one
idea.
Assassin's Creed fan that I am.
I mean, in this podcast, for sure.
The picture I saw, 18%.
Really?
It's at 21 now, supposedly.
Is that 21? All right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me double check, because that might have been an early picture.
That's even a bit lower than I was thinking right away.
Yeah.
Like right off the
that's lower
bat.
than I was expecting. Apparently, it is garbage.
What I've been hearing is that if you're a fan of the series, it's very faithful, but like anyone who's not, you won't like it.
Gotcha.
It's at 25 right now.
So slowly climbing.
That's probably
rough.
more like what I was thinking it would be at. When I 18's ridiculous.
I was gonna think like 45, because Prince of Persia got around 30. It was somewhere in the 30s.
I was thinking somewhere in the 30s. I think 45 was being optimistic.
Assassin's
Maybe
Creed
I was.
is arguably better made and certainly better cast than most video game adaptations. Unfortunately, the CGI fueled end result still is a joylessly overplotted slog. That's what the critic consensus is.
So it's like the games. Got it. All right.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very faithful to the games.
I like those games, so whatever, man.
You'll probably like that movie.
I'm probably not gonna go see that in theaters. I'll see it some other way.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
That was the problem with Rogue One, is that it's been a while since I went to the theaters, and I forgot how expensive like literally everything is when you go to a theater for the night out. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do Do you guys still have cheap Tuesdays from Cineplex?
Oh yeah, those
Yeah.
still exist.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Tuesday's the night to go.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Let's do a podcast about video games.
What?
Strictly, yeah.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
Top-down perspective is what you're listening to right now. Paul's here, John's here, Sean is here for December 20th, second last show of the year.
Yeah, happy.
I was telling John this earlier. My apartment is freezing because they don't. There's no insulation really for these apartments because it's usually just hot all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
But so all the heat just kind of gets out somehow, or there's some kind of, I don't know where my heat's going, but it's not in the apartment. So I don't really turn the heater on because I don't want to heat the outside.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's just cold all the time. My feet are cold all the time. And this morning I saw my breath.
That is actually pretty bad for where you're living. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is the coldest it's been, like the coldest winter I've experienced down here. And like I said, hey, I could just turn the heater on, but I really don't want to pay to heat outside.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
Look, outside wants some warmth too, so
Yeah.
share.
Yeah. Someone else can pay for that.
Word.
You know what they say, be kind, rewind.
It's true. It's also a movie.
Yeah.
That Jack Black movie. That movie was all right.
Oh, God, it is.
It had
Is
some.
that the one where they erased all the movies and had to film them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a weird concept.
It's a weird concept, but that movie had heart. That's a decent concept for a movie. It's not bad.
It's been so long since I have seen that movie. I don't remember much.
Yeah,
about
that movie's fucking garbage, but it has heart.
Yeah. All right. Let's move into the games that we've been playing.
Woo.
Paul, you've been gone the longest.
I have been.
What have you been playing for these 2 weeks?
I mean, last week was kind of a write-off. I wasn't around much, like, just in general. But the thing
so you
that
had some hot mobile gaming.
I mean, if you count Pokemon Picross, just like to kind of wrap some of that stuff up, sure.
Of course, John does.
Right.
I have so much Picross to play.
You know,
they released a new one last week, Paul. There's so much Picross to play.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, Picross
E7
E7 came out last week.
Oh, it's an e-game? Oh, that'll be a weekend.
Yeah.
That's no big deal. But like legitimately I feel like I almost owe somebody an apology because Pokemon Picross isn't as bad as I remembered it being going back to it.
Okay, I want you to look dead into the camera and have a sincere apology right now.
Were you actually
can't do that.
apologizing to?
I don't know. I was saying, like, I don't know who, but, like, I feel like I owe somebody one or something because I remember not liking that game very much. And
was it the weird free-to-play aspect of it, or?
No, because I straight up just bought it. Like, I put money into it so I wouldn't have to deal with any of that and play it on my own time.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want it. That's one thing I didn't want to deal with a Picross game. Like, no, I'll give you the $10 or whatever you want. Like, just let me do the puzzles as I see fit. But yeah, no, I don't know. I wouldn't say I like the whole Pokemon thing and like having to use different Pokemon for different stages. Because a lot of the times I find that, like, to get a perfect clear of a stage in that game, you need a Pokemon that you get, like, later on. So I hate having to revisit stages. Like, that actually just drives me crazy.
That was one of my biggest gripes with that game.
It's the actually, like, biggest problem with that game, by far. I didn't really have a whole lot else to do, like, traveling and stuff like that, so I was kind of okay. And it's been a while since I had played it, so I was kind of okay to go back and just start some cleanup. I think that game's okay. But I guess the big thing that happened is that I bought a PS4 because it was like...
Hey.
Oh, that's right. I actually totally forgot about that. I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah.
Which PS4 did you get?
A Slim, because it came with Final Fantasy 15 and Uncharted 4 basically for free. So
Nice.
I was like,
How much was the bundle?
$330 Canadian, $250 American.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got that.
Nice.
because like Final Fantasy 15 was one of the games I really wanted to try right away.
Okay.
And the fact that it just came with it, I was like, yeah, okay, that's a price I can get behind. I mean, it's $80 free basically in Canadian money.
Right. And Uncharted 4 is great.
I mean, Uncharted 4 came with it anyway. Like, that's actually the bundle.
This year, didn't it?
Yes.
Uncharted 4 came out this year. Yep.
All right. I thought that was last year for some reason.
And I am excited to actually play Uncharted 4 now and try to get like some time in with it before the end of the year deliberations. So
right, you should.
Yeah.
It has a really good first impression for sure. So if it's gonna sink its claws into you, it probably will do that early on.
That's good. Yeah, that's good to hear for sure. But I have been playing Final Fantasy 15 a bit, and that game is kind of
real quick question.
Yeah.
Why didn't you go for a pro?
Why didn't I go for a pro? Because just the base model for the pro was $200 more.
Okay.
Than this.
And
makes
there's nothing enticing enough about the 4K or anything.
No, I'm a PC gamer.
Okay. Sure.
So all the stuff that the pro says like they can do, I've been doing for the last 2.5 years.
You've got a really valid point on that.
But I mean, do you even have a 4K TV?
No. I mean, I'm sure I'll get one like eventually, but when that happens, I'm sure a pro will be like the $200 model because there'll be another one. Like I'm sure it's not in the next 2 years that I'll get a 4K TV.
Exactly. That's smart. Is the console you got, is it black or is it like white or is it gray?
I think the Slims only come in black.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it's black, but when you said gray, I was like, is it just like a dark gray? But I'm pretty sure it's black.
That's like the PlayStation Anniversary Edition, I believe, is the one that comes in gray.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I was just wondering if it was like, this one, it was an Uncharted 4 bundle, so we put Nathan Drake's face on it.
Oh, no. It's like black.
Okay.
On the box, there was Nathan Drake's back, I guess.
Drake.
There's Nathan Drake, if you know what I mean.
It's probably the cover, and it's his front, and he's like looking down and all shadowy.
Yeah, he's showing off his Drake,
looking
for
all
sure.
sad.
Yeah. I've been playing Final Fantasy 15, and that game is insidiously scary for how addictive I think it could be, because I like the MMO type like grind in games, and 15 already does that like really nicely, and it plays really nice.
I hear that game is like short for a Final Fantasy game.
I heard that too.
How long to beat has it at 24 hours?
Okay, that's even shorter than I heard.
I think that's just the story.
Yeah, it's just just main story 24 hours. But regardless, like Final Fantasy games are usually way longer for just to get the story done.
Sure.
Well, that's just more so what they've become than anything.
That's true. I feel like I've seen speedruns of like those older Final Fantasy games in pretty short times too, so
that's a speed run.
Right. But I mean, if you're beelining an MMO type game with just story, you're basically speedrunning it. The whole thing Final Fantasy 15 obviously does is having the big open world thing going on for it. So if you're ignoring that, you're kind of speedrunning that game, I think. The game seems good. Like, I haven't had enough time to really just spend like a 10-hour session like in a day to just like really get lost in it yet, but I'm a little scared that will happen, so I've been kind of like holding off on doing it, because I could definitely see losing a whole bunch of time just like playing, and other shit has to get done first, especially with the holiday season here. But yeah, no, it's really good.
Do you like the new like road trip?
Yes.
You know, the way they're setting it up? Yeah. It seems a lot different than Final Fantasy.
I really, really like that the way it opens up is that you're just a group of friends hanging out, because I don't know that they could have done it a different way.
I have friends, I can relate.
Yeah.
Sure.
You love hanging out with your friends. Who doesn't?
Sure. What I mean, though, is that I don't know how that game would play if it was just like you start off alone, and then it's like, well, let's go like find your party to go take on this threat that's destroying the world like every other Final Fantasy.
I've played that game, and it's most RPGs.
It's most RPGs, right. It's really refreshing to just like start off a game with like a group of friends with broken down on the highway because their car's a piece of shit, and then having to like push it to the nearest pit stop with like Stand By Me playing as they're like shooting the shit and doing that. It's
This
it's really
sounds
nice.
Like it sounds so different.
Yeah.
And honestly, the short story actually is exciting to me because like I actually might play this.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Because now I can
That's a
actually
bit of a
finish
surprise.
it.
Yeah. I have heard the story goes like completely off the rails in a bad way in some parts, but whatever. It's an RPG.
Is that the chapter that's supposedly getting rewritten, or
Apparently, I don't know much about it because I don't want to really get spoiled on it. Yeah, I know it's like
That's
chapter
fair.
13, but like I don't know
chapter
why
13
it's so
is the one that's
bad.
getting redesigned.
Yeah.
Well, the way the patch notes and stuff were talking about when people were reporting on it like a week or two ago, it was apparently there's just like weird turns that kind of come out of nowhere for some character. Like it just makes no sense what some of these people are doing. Like they mentioned one person specific, but I can't remember who it was. So they're actually like fleshing out his motivations and whatnot, or hers. I honestly I don't remember who the character was.
Right.
I'm not sure. I can't remember if that patch is actually out or if it's coming.
No, that's coming. I believe it's actually a ways away.
Yeah, which to me is like maybe you should stop playing Final Fantasy 15 and wait for that, but I don't know.
Is this the patch that's going to be introduced with the patch, or like is this part of the same patch that's going to be the optimization patch for the pro
I don't know.
users?
I don't know.
Yeah, I believe it is. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so it's coming next month apparently at some point.
That sounds
somebody
right.
was saying.
Okay.
Yeah. The way I'm playing this game right now and the way like even the next week looks for me, there's no way I'm getting to the point in the story where I'm going to get to that chapter 13 in a month, in like the month. So I'll probably only see it after the patch. I kind of want to see it before though to see like how bad it is in a weird way. We'll see.
I mean, you could just YouTube that at this point.
You're right.
If you really wanted to.
You're right. You're right, for sure. Yeah, that game actually runs beautifully compared to how I thought it would, because I've heard reports of people saying that it dips constantly below 30 and stuff. Like, I haven't had that. It runs perfectly fine. It doesn't run like really smooth, but it runs at a like perfect 30 that I've noticed.
I guess kind of just side topic along with that, is this the first PS4 game you played?
No. Technically, the first one I played is the Resident Evil 7 demo. That was like...
Of course
I am not surprised by this.
Yeah, I was so excited. You have no idea. Holy shit.
But just more... yeah. But just kind of more
change, Paul.
grand. How are you liking the PlayStation 4? Like the controller and just the interface?
The interface, I'm not used to yet. It's a little weird to me. I'll get used to it. It's fine. Like, the interface is totally fine. It's really weird to me that, like, on the controller, it's like an option button and the share button, because I'm just used to the normal, like, start. But, I mean...
Yeah, it's not even
anymore.
Start on the Xbox. On start, it's like
here's the thing, is that this controller here,
Xbox.
the, like, regular DualShock 3... I use
you mean for old people?
I use every
That's
single
console.
I use every single day to play stuff on my PC with. So the fact that it's like go into this newfangled technology is really hard on my brain because I use the old technology every day, basically. But yeah.
But no, John's right. On the Xbox One, you have hamburger button.
yeah.
Oh, I wish life had a hamburger button.
I honestly don't know the name of it. It might be menu button.
I'm sure it's like menu and option.
Is it just like 3 lines, I'm guessing?
It's
Yeah,
three
one
lines.
is 3 lines and the other
The
is like
select
2
one
squares
is
overlaying each other.
3 lines is like always hamburger, you're right, but also an option menu usually.
So
Yeah.
the only console that like still has that is Nintendo ones. Even though it says plus and minus,
Yeah.
like above them, they still say like start and select usually.
Yeah.
So I don't. Maybe the Wii U doesn't, but I know the Wii did for sure. But
The Wii still has plus and minus, yeah.
I know the Wii has plus and minus, but I'm just saying I'm pretty sure the Wii also has it's saying start and select like underneath the plus and minus. I just don't know if the Wii U it actually says those words or not, but whatever. And you got that bar or whatever it is.
Yep. It's weird.
Yeah, really do anything ever.
It's it's super weird because it's basically just like, I don't know, this weird unnecessary version of a controller. Like, it has all the things I need on there, like the X button, the square, the circle, and the triangle, and has the D-pad and like all that stuff. But it also has this extra shit that I don't give a fuck about. It has a share button. It has that weird like sensor pad. Yeah, it's just a weird thing, for sure.
A bunch of people in the chat are saying the Wii U does have Star as well. Okay. But so going back to the PlayStation controllers,
yeah,
those triggers are way better than the DualShock 3.
Probably. Yeah. I actually haven't consciously even thought about it.
You've probably gotten too used to it to not even notice the difference anymore.
You're probably right.
Those DualShock 3 triggers are squishy.
Okay, yeah, you're right, actually. They are.
Yeah.
You can rest your fingers better on the PS4 one, in my opinion.
I really like the PlayStation 4 controller. It is a comfortable controller.
I have gotten way too used to the Xbox One controller now.
I like that
feeling like, yeah, I think the Xbox One might be the winner for me this gen.
At launch, I would not have said that, but they've fixed a lot of the issues that the Xbox One controller had. So they're pretty just kind of on par for me for both.
They're both really good controllers, is the general consensus, I believe.
I think the DualShock 3 is pretty good.
But I like the DualShock 3 as well, but
I like the
4 is better in my opinion.
Controller.
Do you remember the first 6-axis controller, like just the regular? Oh my god, fucking garbage! I was playing with one a few months back. Holy shit!
Oh, you're talking that they released like without rumble, you mean?
Yeah. Okay. It feels like a shitty toy. Like it's so bad.
I still have the 6-axis. That was my controller.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, until I got the Xbox One controller. No. They're sturdier than that. Come on now.
They feel like they're about to break at any moment.
Yep, just like me. I downloaded Let It Die. I just haven't played it yet.
I think you're gonna like Let It Die. I think you're gonna like it a lot.
I hear that. It seems like it's gonna be pretty good. Uncharted 4 came with that. I haven't played that yet. I am looking forward to it. I played the Parappa the Rapper like remastered demo, the one level that they give you.
Yeah,
it's 100% Parappa the Rapper. There's like nothing new about it except it looks really nice. It's so
you're saying it's your day one purchase.
I mean, definitely, because when the demo was over, I was like, is this out yet? And then went looking on the store to see if I could just pre-purchase it. But no.
Does it say when it's coming out?
No. Well, this is the thing, is that it says like December 29th, 2017. But it's
Excuse me? A year from now?
When I looked, but it's because they hadn't put in a date yet, so they just like put a random date, I guess. Apparently it's March, because I went on the internet afterwards.
That's a lot more reasonable.
That's a lot more reasonable for sure. I'm
worried.
Gonna
get PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, every time I've had PlayStation Plus. There's no reason to not get it, honestly.
It's a great deal. So,
and especially because like. So this is a weird thing. I had to get my account back. It's been so long since I had used my like PlayStation Network account that the email I used to use to like log in, because it doesn't ask you just like your username and password to log in. It asks you for like your email that they have on file that's associated with your username and your password. They just like straight up deleted that because that email like. Okay, so just straight up, my old email that I used to use for it, and I'll just say because I don't use it anyways, was like pfleck@hotmail.com or something. It was a Hotmail address.
So like a super old like filler account.
Yeah, and that email address still exists. However, when I go to like the forgot my password to try to reset the password for PSN, it's like, no, that email doesn't exist. And I'm just like, what are you fucking talking about? I see it on my monitor right now. I'm in that email. They're like, nope, doesn't exist. So I actually had to go through customer support for them to look up my old account name. And apparently there was no email associated with it because they purged my account or something. Like, out of their system.
Did you lose all your sweet trophies?
No. This is the thing, is that my account still existed. It's just that it had no email associated with it. So when they were able to like verify it was me by asking me like account like verification things, like what credit card you've used on it before and that sort of thing, then they were able to set it to like my current email. So I just got back my PSN account today, which I'm super stoked for. But the reason why this ties in is because a whole bunch of those games that were free on PS Plus years ago that I could just re-download now because they're like considered on my account. What?
They're gone?
No, they're there. It's just that now I need PS Plus to access them again, right? Like,
that's the difference. Between
I thought you were building up to. Yeah, it's like
no.
You had those for years.
Yeah, no. I made sure when I was talking to them, I'm like, everything I had prior will be available, right? They're like, yes, 100%. And sure enough, when I went onto their website and looked through like my account history, it's all there, ready to be re-downloaded. So we're good.
I was gonna say that's the difference between a PlayStation Plus and games with gold. If you stop games with gold, you keep all the games that were free.
Oh, do you actually?
Yeah,
that's actually way better. I have to say, as much as I love PlayStation and PlayStation Plus and that whole thing, that's way better.
PlayStation Plus, you get more games.
PlayStation Plus, you get more and usually better games.
Fair enough.
4. Well, hey, I don't know. Games with gold this week or this month was Burnout Paradise. I'm not seeing that on PlayStation Plus, so just saying.
I would laugh if that was next month's PlayStation Plus game.
That'd be great. It's one less disc I need to carry around on me at all times.
At all times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you played some Final Fantasy 15. Anything else about that?
Yeah, that game's really good, and I highly suggest people try it out because it's not, even if you don't like Final Fantasy games, it's so unlike a Final Fantasy game, it really doesn't matter.
It's currently on sale right now for $35 down here.
That's really good. Yeah. That's really good. I played Resident Evil 7 demo, and it's so good. It's so fucking good.
Wow.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad because I never thought it would be, first of all, the demo would come to PC. And second of all, that I would like have a PlayStation 4 in time, if like ever, to like play it. So I have seen that demo played for hours because I wanted to see like everything about it. Because I was like, well, I'm never going to access this. This demo's like not announced to come out on PC, even though the game is, which is stupid. And I would get upset about that. And I was like, and I don't have a PS4 or an Xbox One. And sure enough, like when I go to play it, I just know everything about that demo, like all the secrets in it, which is kind of a shame. But that demo plays really nice
for yourself.
Yeah, and it's so cool. The sound design is the one thing that doesn't come across, right? Like having a good set of headphones and you playing it yourself is so different than like watching like a video of somebody playing it, even like on the highest quality settings. It's just so fucking good. And I can't wait.
So I know you guys were both real skeptical because of the tonal shift.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you seem like you're coming around for it.
I guess we haven't really talked about it at length.
Not really.
Yeah. So when the second trailer came out, back like probably around the time when they updated the demo the second time, because they recently, as in like the last month or so, did it the third and final time, which has all the secrets in it and stuff. The second trailer showed the main character, like, whatever, picking up a gun and, like, a small boss fight. Some footage of that it's like, been shown and stuff. And I've been on the hype train for that game ever since I saw that, like, oh, this isn't just, like, a walk-around sort of...
it's not just knockoff PT.
No. It is very much a Resident Evil game in first person. And that is super, enthralling to me. I'm super excited for it.
Wait, is the goofy stuff in there?
I hope so, man.
Okay, I think it goes back to... You think so? You think they're...
I hope so.
Too straight.
Yeah, I agree with you. I hope there's something, though, like Easter eggs.
Okay, but they haven't shown it. You have nothing. You have no reason to believe there is.
No.
Though, right?
So this demo, they've said, has very little to do with, like, the actual game. It's just kind of a proof of concept of, like, of the mechanics and stuff in the game. The game's going to be like a larger, weirder thing, which I'm excited for. And I've seen some footage. I've seen, like, I don't know, man, that, like, welcome the family son guy. Apparently will be chasing you around, and like you're in a weirder, bigger house that connects to different stuff, probably like a laboratory at some point because it's fucking Resident Evil, so of course it will.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just super excited, and I think that game might be legitimately terrifying. Maybe, I'm not sure, because the one monster that they show you like in the demo is kind of scary at first, but then you realize he is like the stupidest looking monster they've done in a long time. But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I'm getting off topic here. The PC demo is out, so people that were like me and didn't have a PS4 or an Xbox One that couldn't play it, you can play it now for free on Steam. And if you're going to get the game, I highly encourage you do, because if you get the true ending, which you can just like look up guys to get now if you really want, but I would highly recommend playing that demo at least once without spoiling yourself like I did. You'll get like an item that will carry over to the main game. So yeah, I highly recommend people do that. It's kind of its own like little game that you can play right now.
Okay.
And it's really good. It runs quite good too, and apparently it runs well on even like lower end PCs, which is good. That just means it's a well optimized game, and Capcom needs to make more of those for PC because their PC ports are usually really bad. But yeah, there you go. It's great. You should check it out.
Did you play anything else?
Yeah, I played Mario Maker. Unless you want to talk about like that, there's nothing really new on that front. It's Mario Maker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, last question about your PlayStation 4. Now that you have access to all these exclusives, what are you most excited to jump
Bloodborne.
Backlog back into it?
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne is the big one? Okay.
Yep. For sure.
No, like Last Guardian?
I don't give a fuck about Last Guardian. After what I've heard about that game, holy shit, I don't know if I'll ever get it unless they release it like a patch that fixes the fact that it's basically unplayable.
I don't think they will.
I don't think they will either. You're right. I think what we got is like their last ditch effort to just get something out there. So
I don't really know what you're talking about. I've only put like an hour and a half into
apparently it runs at it like consistently will go down to like 10 frames a second and stuff because it's just not well optimized for like they put too much emphasis on making it look great that it doesn't run very good in a lot of parts.
Okay. Well, again,
why does every feather have to be animated? Why does every feather have to be animated?
Because it needs to be art. It's art, Paul.
It needs to be
you don't
art.
question art.
I don't think you get it.
Yeah, I obviously don't. Fuck me.
Okay, John, what have you been playing?
I have been playing very odd games. I ended up playing Disney's Hide and Sneak.
This seems pretty part of the course for you, so I don't know why you'd say this is odd.
This is a GameCube Disney game made by Capcom.
I remember seeing that in stores. Okay.
This is a stealth game.
Oh, man.
Starring Mickey and Minnie Mouse.
Okay. Yeah.
So this
more.
came up on stream. We ended up playing it. And we were like, this is garbage. Why the fuck are we playing this? And then we triggered a cutscene where Minnie Mouse matrix dodged 3 enemies.
I saw a GIF on Twitter from after your stream about
where
that.
she climbed a ladder. And then I was like, all right, maybe I undersold this game. So I ended up playing through it because apparently the game only takes like an hour to beat.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's very short. But like the game itself is pretty but the cutscenes they made in the game, holy crap, they're art. They're goddamn art.
Okay. Wait, are they all movie references or something? Or
no, not even remotely. Like there's one cutscene where Mickey goes Super Saiyan.
Okay.
All right.
There's another part where Minnie basically is trapped. She can't figure out how to like get past the ledge, so she dreams of Mickey, and in the process, the dream scares her, and then she accidentally solves the puzzle.
Okay.
Wait,
all right.
what?
It seems like classic cartoon. Sure.
Dude,
okay.
Like next time I stream, I'm gonna show some of the cutscenes because holy shit, I laughed my ass off during most of these.
When I looked this up on Google, one of the pictures that came up was a picture of Mickey Mouse doing a pose with an explosion behind him. So I'm in.
Yes, Mickey looks pissed off in like almost all of the cutscenes. It's great, but he'll still be like, ha ha, like the whole time. It's great.
That was pretty good. Just as a side note. Yeah.
But the game's not very good to play.
Oh no, like you don't even need to actually sneak. You can run through the whole game. The speed run of the game apparently is like 33 minutes. People were saying in my chat.
That's hilarious. All right.
And I think I had to beat it 3 times, one is each character, and then I found I missed cutscenes as mini, so I went and unlocked them. And my fastest time was like 42 minutes. Like it's a very short game.
Okay.
And you can't skip the cutscenes, so most of that time were the cutscenes.
Sounds like a kid's game.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't recommend you play the game. I do recommend you watch the cutscenes because holy shit, some of them are pretty funny. Other than that, I played a little bit of Super Mario Run.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
How are you liking that?
I wasn't here last week, so I know, Sean, you played a little bit of this. What's going on with Super Mario Run? Is this like something I should dig out the iPad for, which is lost somewhere in a box to play? Is this the new
I'll tell
Hot
you this,
Mario?
Paul, depending on what iPad you have, you may not want to do it because it kind of lags a bit on mine.
It's like an iPad 2, maybe? It's quite old.
That's exactly what I have.
Oh, good. Okay. So I won't worry about it.
Yeah, maybe don't worry about it.
Okay.
I play like or if you want to try it, dig out the iPad, but only play the free stages and see if it still lags.
It's free to start, so you get a few stages.
Right. Okay.
So, John, I'm assuming you didn't purchase the full game then?
No, because I don't think it's going to run stable enough to be worth the $10.
Okay.
Right.
So yeah, it's like it was usually fine during the tour stages as they call them, but when I tried to do Toad Rally, I had one round that was so laggy it was unplayable and I lost. So I was just like,
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes
and
on.
It crashed too. It also crashed on me. Forgot about that part.
So I'm running it on just like an iPhone 6S, and I get none of this. It runs great. So
yeah. It definitely seems like it's probably a hardware. Like, I was kind of just not worried about it because I was like, an iPad 2, it's like super fucking old, so I don't even know if it'll run on this goddamn thing.
Yeah, I tried it, and like there's times it ran fine, and then there's times it ran like hot garbage, and then there was the time it crashed.
Okay.
Right. That's not the game's fault, obviously, though.
Yeah, I guess. Speaking of things that crash, Dead Rising 4.
Oh, I don't think I ever had Dead Rising 4 crash when I played it.
Dead Rising 4 crashed on me in the tutorial.
Oh, how are you liking Dead Rising 4? Because I know Sean was playing it when you were gone, but like I was more interested in what you had to say about it because I know you really liked 3, or seem to really like 3 anyway.
I'm enjoying 4, but it is trying its damnedest to not let me enjoy it.
Dope.
I soft locked it last night.
Okay. How?
Yeah, so I'm gonna just say, Dead Rising 4 is a fucking glitchy mess.
Okay.
I ended up recording a bunch of clips because I can just yell at my Xbox and it'll record clips of my gameplay. One happened during the podcast where a vehicle started cartwheeling into the sky, which was great. I'll probably post it on Twitter later.
That's pretty good.
But,
okay.
I don't know. Randomly, glitches will happen. Like you'll cut a zombie in half and then it'll start floating around as if its legs were still there. I had a weird glitch happen last night where I became invincible. For some reason, if an enemy touched me, they took damage. So I just walked through enemies just doing damage and not even having to try anymore. And it let me do that for most of a chapter until I went to a load screen and it fixed it. But what happened was I went into a plot-specific room, but the door was open in the house, so I just walked into the house. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Like it's telling me to go here. I have to go find this character. The character's not here. Why is it prompting me to do these things? I can't, nothing happened. So I walked around, looted the house. There was an exosuit, which is one of the big mechanics there. So I put that on and grabbed the upgrade that was there. And there was a little icon showing that you had unlimited use while you were in the house. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll just do that and leave it on. So then I find out that the door wasn't supposed to be open, and I have to go back in front of the open door and hit the B button to open the door, and then the actual cutscene will trigger.
Okay.
So I did that. Yeah, I did that, and then after the plot, the character's like, "Hey, you should put on this exosuit and you put on this upgrade, and then go be a distraction so I can get away."
Actually, that part is awesome.
Yeah,
that was arguably one of my favorite moments in that game.
The problem is because I was already wearing the exosuit, it wouldn't let me pick up the exosuit. It wasn't there anymore, so I couldn't leave the house.
Right.
So then I reloaded the checkpoint, and it loaded me in out not wearing the exosuit. But now the game thought I was wearing the exosuit and was telling me to upgrade the suit. But neither the suit nor the upgrade were there, so I couldn't leave the house. So I actually had to restart Chapter 3.
Weird.
Yeah, and I
didn't run into any issues.
I only just got back there like during this podcast.
Okay.
Awesome.
It's a thing.
This
is
sounds
the upgrade
bad.
the freeze one? Is
yes,
that
okay?
One. I loved that moment. That moment was so cool.
All right, I'm sure it is, but like, I was a little annoyed that I had to basically restart the chapter because I soft locked it.
Right,
and that was after the multiplayer had wiped all my safe houses, so I had to get all those again.
That happened again?
No, surprisingly, it didn't happen again. Like it happened last week.
Yeah, you talked about that last week.
They've patched the game since, so maybe they fixed that problem.
Okay.
But like, there's been weird glitches happening everywhere. Like, I opened a door, and instead, what happened was a second door appeared. So I opened a one door, but there was still blocked a path with a second door that I couldn't get through.
Right.
The vehicle physics are messed up. My vehicle ended up cartwheeling through the sky. There was the infinite damage glitch I was doing, like I couldn't get hurt. Anyone touching me took damage, so I didn't even bother fighting bosses, just walked into them.
Great. All right.
Yeah. I am enjoying the game, but man, it is not very well play tested.
That's weird. I'm surprised I didn't get any of these issues.
Yeah, I'm still curious to see. Like, apparently, storyline wise, I'm about. Let me see here. Let me load up stats. I'm on. I guess is this the end of case 3, or is this like the 3/4 point of 3?
I don't remember.
I have to go to another location, which I'm assuming that's going to be the end of case 3. But like, it says I've done 71% of story mode because I've gotten almost all the collectibles. I've gotten almost all. Yeah. That's what's been taking most of the time is getting the collectibles. But I'm at the point where there's like nothing left that's on my map. So now I just have to keep doing plot. So the rest of the game should go really fast.
Right.
But yeah, man, I'm not sure. Like 3 had some problems, but 4 has been a glitch fest so far.
That seems really weird to me. I mean, not weird that you're having glitchy problems because, let's face it, it's you. But, like, I don't know. You don't usually have these problems in newer games. It's usually, like, older-ish games.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you know what? I'm remembering when we played Ori. That was, like, kind of a gong show.
Yeah, I'm still a little irked about Ori. I was thinking about that last night, man. I'm still really disappointed about Ori and the Blind Forest.
I'm disappointed you're disappointed about it, because that was one of my favorite games of last year.
Ori's great.
I think I said that was my biggest disappointment last year.
Yeah.
Didn't Definitive Edition come out this year or something? Like, maybe it was last year. I don't know. I even played through Definitive Edition. That's a great game.
Yeah. They basically give it to you for free if you had Ori as well on
like
PC.
$5,
it was like $5,
yeah.
Yeah.
I needed to grab Bastion now that you reminded me. I don't think I ended up doing that.
Oh yeah. Now that we're actually talking about like games that are free, there's like a crazy app sale going on right now. Like I'm seeing so many games are on sale. So if you're looking for some, mobile games, maybe look it up because there's a good chance it's on sale right now.
I'm pretty sure Capcom's having Resident Evil 20th year anniversary sale right now as well.
Yes, I ended up tweeting about that today.
But
like every Final Fantasy is discounted.
But if we're going to be honest, the Resident Evil games on PC anyways go on sale like every couple months, so you're probably okay to miss it right now if you need to. It'll be back on sale. Like, when Resident Evil 7 comes out, man, I'm telling you, it's going to go back on sale, so I wouldn't worry about it if you can't afford stuff right now.
Anything else, John?
I I believe that was it. I said Mario Maker, or sorry. Jackbox 3. So
Cool.
I got gifted this by one of my friends and mods during the last stream on, I think it was Saturday. We played it on stream, and then I ended up playing it at a Christmas party I went to at a friend's place the other day. So that was cool. We played Trivia Murder Party.
Okay.
So this is basically You Don't Know Jack, but like 80s 90s slasher film themed.
Oh,
right. I've actually
that's
seen
so
a lot of
cool.
this game. All the games seem good in this.
I had some people say that one of the games kind of sucks because you have to play it in person. It's not good for like online streaming, which is what I would get more use out of.
Right.
But even then, I've had some other people say like, yeah, even in person, it kind of sucks.
Oh, okay. Which one's that?
Not Guespionage. What's the other one below that? Because there's Quiplash 2. There's Trivia
TKO?
Murder Party. It's not TKO. TKO is excellent. From what
TKO is awesome.
I've heard TKO, Trivia Murder Party, and Quiplash 2 were the best. Guespionage I've heard is really good, and I cannot remember the name of the last game.
Okay, well, anyway, Trivia Murder Party, you liked it? It seemed pretty goofy.
Really good. So the way it works, for those who haven't seen it, you get asked a multiple choice question. You have 4 options, like You Don't Know Jack. But if you get it wrong, you get brought to what they call the killing floor, where you have to do a challenge, usually. Sometimes it's just random chance. And you have to attempt to survive. If you lose the challenge, or if multiple people lose the challenge, like your character gets killed off. You get to keep playing, but your character has canonically died. After 10 rounds, or if there's only one person left remaining out of the 8, the final chase begins, where the human player has to attempt to escape the house, but all the ghosts of the other 7 players are chasing him. And if they overtake them by answering more questions than the human player, they steal his body. And then it's a race to see who can get to the end with the body intact.
With a body, yeah.
So it's essentially Pac-Man, is what you're telling me.
Trivia Pac-Man, sure.
Dope. All right, I'm in. You got me.
It's actually really cool. I really liked it.
Cool.
The one downside is it feels like, with the escape at least, that there's like a certain weighing to it that, like, all right, if you're within like this certain range, like if you steal, you're guaranteed to win. There's a certain spot where like if you're in this specific space, you're guaranteed to win, because the human will always move first before the ghosts.
Okay. That doesn't seem bad.
Yeah, I don't know. Other than that, and also because of like it comes down to the very end, it almost feels like it doesn't matter if you die in the beginning, which I guess is a good thing, because some of the ways you can die are total bullshit. There's one where they literally just spin a wheel, and like I think you have a 6 out of like 50 chance of surviving or something low like that.
Oh Jesus, of surviving. Okay.
Yeah, like it's like a wheel where like a big chunk is like, here's death, and then here's life.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
But like you said, it doesn't matter. It's just for like the.
It's for fun. Yeah.
Yeah. But then there's like other challenges where it's like, do as many math problems as possible, and whoever does the lowest amount dies.
One I thought was pretty funny was you had to pick a finger to remove.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you would answer some of the questions, if one of the answers was you would have used like that finger or something, you weren't able to select that answer.
Yeah,
because that finger's gone.
By removing that finger, you can't pick that answer anymore. So like if you cut off your pinky finger, you can't pick option 4 anymore.
Yep.
So if that happened to be the real answer, you're fucked.
Interesting. Kind of a neat idea, actually.
It's pretty goofy and silly.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm excited to play it. TKO is great. It's kind of like Drawful a little bit. But you can also order the shirts. Have you seen that part?
Yeah, I've seen a couple people have ordered the shirts. Apparently they're decent quality too.
Yeah, I forgot how much they cost and stuff, but any shirt that gets made, you can purchase it from their website, which is a really cool idea for sure.
That is cool. Yeah.
Any other highlights, John?
Well, I didn't play any other games, so.
Oh, okay.
The Trivia Party, worth the price of admission. It's basically like updated You Don't Know Jack with a slasher theme.
Right.
Quiplash is Quiplash. And I believe with Quiplash and I think another game, you can actually make your own versions. Maybe I'm thinking of Drawful 2, which is a standalone. Yeah, that's Drawful 2 I'm thinking of. So you can make your own questions and prompts and rounds. You just make your own rounds that you can load up. So that's also like a really cool feature.
You're saying that's in Drawful too?
That's in Drawful 2, and that's in Quiplash 2.
Okay. I didn't know that was in Drawful 2. That's cool. Cool. Is that it?
Yep, that's it.
All right. I played a bunch of Super Mario Run. I'm really into it.
Okay. Yeah, you
I'm
paid
sorry.
$10?
I paid the $10 easily for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really well designed. The tour mode is super fun. Trying to get all the coins. A bunch of listeners have added me as friends, so I'm competing up on the leaderboards with them. But there's something just like so great about playing one level over and over to learn where all the coins are, and then executing on it like perfectly after like the fourth try or whatever. Like, that feels so good. And there's quite a bit to it. They just released a bunch of like holiday items you can purchase to decorate your little town with yesterday. So I unlocked those. I got like a Mario snow globe and a Christmas tree.
Nice.
I'm just pretty into it so I'm playing that quite a bit. And it's always great when I come across a game that my girlfriend is also into and we can compete together. That's always an awesome time. And she's into Super Mario Run as well.
Yeah, I wish it actually ran stably on the iPad too, because then I would have bought it, because I was enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty weird request, though. I wish this ran stable on my 6-year-old iPad.
I mean, then if it doesn't run stably, why bother making it available?
I mean,
usually they're gated.
I'm with him.
That's true.
I wish that it ran on his iPad too, so I could download it for mine as soon as I find it. But yeah.
But yeah, no. So I'd still recommend checking it out because it's free. Hopefully it comes to Android, because I really am enjoying this game.
It is confirmed to be coming to Android. It's just they don't have a date for it yet.
Cool.
And apparently, a lot of people have been pissed off on it because it doesn't tell you very well that you have to pay the $10 for it. So I think right now on the App Store, it's got a 2.5 out of 5 because of that.
I think a lot of people are just upset because you do have to pay for it.
It doesn't make it obvious that you have to pay until you hit that marker. That's the thing.
Right. It doesn't say you're only going to get a portion of this game.
Yeah.
But
now we knew in advance, so who cares? We knew that it was going to be $10. But to anyone who didn't know that, they're pretty pissed because it doesn't say anywhere apparently, or it might be buried in the app description.
Right. But that's a pretty silly request.
I don't think it is.
How come this
I don't
free
think it
game
is.
Okay, so here's how I'm looking at it.
You get 3 stages, and then it's you gotta pay, but it doesn't tell you that. It literally says free in the download store.
So what's the downside? You wasted 4 minutes of your life?
That actually pisses off some people, Sean.
I don't understand. It's a free game. You're getting upset about a free game, and it's how come my free game isn't long enough?
No, it's not upset about a free game. It's upset about a game that says it's free and then tells you it's not. That's a reasonable thing to get upset about.
But now I just totally disagree, because you are getting part of the game for free.
3 stages out of 24?
Yeah, about 24, right. Which I would actually argue it's more than that, because if you try and get all the coins, they alter the stages, but it's 24 distinct stages. But still, I guess I'd need more time to try and figure out how I want to word this. I don't think it's that big of an issue. You're still getting something for free. It's not a full game, but it's free, so I don't see why there's any kind of negative there.
I think they should have just been more upfront. Should have just said, pay the $10 up front, and this is a demo or something like that. If it was more obvious to people, I think it would be not getting slammed as review-wise like it is right now. I had fun with my time. I would pay the $10. I'm not saying that it's turned me off of the game. I can't run the game. That's my problem.
Right. But I still think
I'm saying for the average consumer, they're upset, and I can understand why.
But the only other option apart from that would be make it all free, and then we'd have a ton of freemium issues to deal with, timers and just other free to play garbage, or pay up front, and then less people would have played the game.
The funny thing is, I was reading somewhere that people thought it probably was going to be freemium in the first place because the Toad Rally ticket thing is weird.
I mean, I could see them doing stuff, and I think they actually do sell tickets if you want, but it's so easy to get tickets.
Through Miitomo. Or not Miitomo. Yeah, My Nintendo.
You can buy them in My Nintendo, but it is so easy to get tickets. Like, I've been playing a ton of Toad Rally. I still have like 50. I've never once even gotten close to needing to pay for that. So,
okay.
Because there are timer things to get more tickets, but those are just like free bonuses. Every time you complete stages, you get tickets. Getting everything in the stage gets you a bunch of tickets, stuff like that. So it's really not relying on any kind of free to play stuff for sure. But anyway, you can still try it out for free and then decide if it's worth continuing.
Yeah,
I think it's.
I just wish that I think they should have just been like, this is a demo, and then or pay up front for the whole thing, because like Nintendo stock price has plummeted because of it.
I've seen that as well.
I don't know if that's even in the news or not. Their stock price plummeted because of the Switch and because of Super Mario Run.
I definitely saw the Super Mario Run stuff. I don't know if I guess if they would have to release 2 separate apps on the App Store for that.
Yeah.
To make a demo. But anyway, apart from that, I actually haven't played my PlayStation at all since I'm bringing that back home. So I was like, I should play some stuff I can't play this week.
Yeah.
I played Batman Telltale Episode 2.
Okay, I was wondering what you meant by Batman, and it kind of hit me as you were talking, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. That episode is great. Like, some weird turns coming out of everywhere. They're killing off characters that you wouldn't expect. Some real cool switcheroos.
I heard that it actually got better, because I heard not very good things about that first episode from a lot of people, but then they're like, but it gets like really good after
Episode 2 was really cool.
Okay.
So I immediately played Episode 3.
Okay, and
Episode 3 is also pretty good. A lot of good Catwoman stuff in there. The villain, there's a cool twist with the villain.
Is it true you can sleep with Catwoman?
Yes, I did that.
Yes. All right. That's all I need to know.
So I played Episode 4.
Okay,
another good episode. Yeah, another good one. And I also played Episode 5. I just played through that whole game.
Sure. I need to know, does the ending ruin anything at all?
What do you mean by ruin anything?
Is it a lot of people are saying 2, 3, and 4 are good, and then they refuse to say anything about 5.
Well, 5 just came out.
Is 5 any good?
Yeah. I mean, okay. I thought it was a solid conclusion.
Okay.
I think I would say probably the middle ones are the most exciting, just because the twists and turns that they can throw at you are really cool. Like, you get to go into Arkham for a bit, and you get to meet someone. You get to meet a character named. Actually, I don't even want to say it because it was kind of a cool reveal. So there's just some cool stuff that happens in that. And actually, this series ended up being a lot more interesting than I expected it to be. Played through all that. That was a cool time. So I would actually recommend that Batman game. And that new Walking Dead came out right away, so we got even more Telltale to play.
Yeah.
There's so much Telltale.
What was that new Telltale game that they announced? What series did they take over again recently?
Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
Yeah, that's coming.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Yeah. So that's all I've been playing. Let's move on to the news.
Oh.
There's not much news.
No, there isn't.
No, I didn't come across much. Games with gold for January. We got World of Van Helsing, Death Trap.
Okay.
That's a game apparently. Yeah.
Yeah. Those
Killer
games are
Instinct
fun.
2. Oh, you actually know what this game is?
Van Helsing games? I don't know which this one is, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Killer Instinct Season 2 Ultra Edition. And then on 360, it's The Cave and Rayman Origins.
Cool. Origins is a good game.
Origins is a game. I like The Cave too.
Oh, speaking of they're giving shit away for free, is Ubisoft still doing or is that weekend over?
That 9 games thing. There's the 9 games thing.
I believe it just ended.
Okay, yeah. So they were doing the Ubi 30 since June. Every month they give away a free game, and then they're like, for this weekend, I guess it was, so it's over now. But they were like, if you missed any one of them, just like download all of them now. You can just get them. So Rayman Origins was in that.
This is all on Uplay, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Free games are free games.
And this next bit of news was sent in to us. Steam, the nominees for the 2016 Steam Awards are out.
This is exciting.
These are some weird stuff. All right, I'm just going to go through every category. You ready?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, the Villain Most in Need of a Hug Award.
Yep.
Here's your nominees. I'm reading this off Polygon, so I don't know who they're talking about, but I can tell you the game. Borderlands 2. So someone in there. Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight. Okay.
That kind of makes sense.
It does,
Far
but
Cry
it's just
3.
weird. Yeah, okay.
Far Cry 4.
Mm-hmm.
And Portal 2.
So both Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4. That's great.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Okay. Do you guys want to select a winner?
Most in need of a hug?
Yeah. Which villain?
I'm going to play it's almost always the newest game on the list. So I'm going to say Dead by Daylight, but something tells me it's going to be Portal 2.
I think it's probably going to be Portal 2.
I'm going to say Dead by Daylight only because I really like the idea that the villain in most need of a hug is actually a player playing the killer. That's just really funny to me.
All right, next one. I thought this game was cool before it won an award.
Okay.
Your nominees: Euro Truck Simulator 2, Paladins, Starbound, Stardew Valley, and Unturned.
Paladins is on there? I thought that was like universally reviled for ripping off Overwatch. And Paladins is okay. I played a lot of it, but still.
Is that your vote?
No, I thought this game was
Stardew
cool.
Valley.
Yeah, that's probably it.
I'm going to say Euro Truck probably on this one. That has a surprisingly strong fan base.
You're right, it does.
But yeah, it's either Stardew or Euro Truck. It's going to be those two no matter what.
I'm in the Stardew.
You got to pick one, John. You got to put your foot down.
I'm going to say Euro Truck just to be different. Okay. But it's either Stardew or Euro is going to win that.
I'm not writing these down, so we'll have to just remember them.
All right.
I mean, I could quickly.
The Test of Time Award.
Yeah.
Age of Empires 2 HD Edition.
Oh, okay.
The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Not the HD, just the original. Sid Meier's Civilization 5. Team Fortress 2. Terraria.
Oh.
I'm going Skyrim.
I'm going to go say TF2.
I mean, my vote is Terraria, so I'm going to go with that.
All right. The Just 5 More Minutes Award. Counter-Strike, Global Offense, Rocket League, Sid Meier's Civilization 6, Fallout 4, Terraria.
Rocket League, but that's a tough one.
I'm going to agree.
Rocket League.
Yep. Yeah. So all three of us. I'm actually writing these down now, so.
Oh, are you? Okay, cool. The Whoa Dudes Award.
It's so good. It's so good.
Which I'm going to read what this award is. Some games melt your face. Maybe it was a crazy plot twist. Maybe you just got your wisdom teeth removed. Either way, this game blows your mind.
Yep.
All right, BioShock Infinite, Doom, Grand Theft Auto 5, Metal Gear Solid 5, and The Witcher 3.
That's a tough one.
Honestly, it's tough because I don't think any of these were what I was expecting. To be honest,
too. Doom is the only one out of that list. I'm like, yeah, I could say whoa.
Me too.
For that.
Me too.
I think The Witcher 3 is going to get it.
I agree with you.
You know what? I honestly think it could be GTA 5.
Okay.
All right, John. John, I'm going to put you down as GTA 5, and then I'll put me and Sean as the Witcher. Then. Okay.
All right. Although I got a gut feeling it might also be Doom, but yeah, it's a GTA 5.
I'll put you in brackets.
The Game Within a Game Award. Garry's Mod, Grand Theft Auto 5, The Stanley Parable, Tabletop Simulator. How does that one just not win? The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I guess because of Gwent.
Yo, so a few weeks ago, I did like a games night with a bunch of people for Gary's Mod. That's still an extraordinarily popular game. Like, extraordinarily popular. So I'm going to give it to that.
Yeah, I'm going to say Gary's Mod as well.
My vote would be Stanley
I want
Parable.
it to be Stanley Parable, but I know it's Gary's Mod over that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Stanley Parable.
Okay.
The I'm Not Crying, There's Something in My Eye award.
Yeah, all right.
Life is Strange, To the Moon, This War of Mine, Undertale, The Walking Dead.
Oh.
Undertale.
Yeah.
Undertale's going to win. I don't want it to.
Undertale is probably going to win.
Should it win is a different question, but will it win is Undertale.
I mean, Life is Strange is there. To the Moon getting a nominee is great.
Yeah.
That game is awesome.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm going to just go Undertale's probably going to win this.
So we're all three for Undertale?
Yep.
Yeah.
The Best Use of a Farm Animal award.
What?
That's
Ark
really good.
Survival Evolved, Blood and Bacon, Farming Simulator 17, Goat Simulator, and Stardew Valley.
I have no fucking clue. What the hell is Blood and Bacon?
I don't know. I'm gonna guess Goat Simulator. You gotta pick, John.
Hang on, I'm looking up what the fuck Blood and Bacon is. It's overwhelmingly positive with 7,000 reviews. What the fuck is this?
It's your next stream game.
It's 99 cents.
Oh my god.
Oh, I actually have seen this. Giant Bomb played this.
Yeah, I've seen this too because
super shitty.
This comes up in my you should check this game out thing that Steam does every time you go to the store, like every day.
Right.
The hell is this? This looks like a psychotic twin stick shooter.
What are you gonna pick?
Where you shooting pigs. What the fuck? Out of that list,
I'm gonna say Stardew myself.
Stardew.
Okay, I'll put us both down for it then. Cool.
Okay, these are the community-defined awards, I guess. The Boom Boom Award.
Okay.
It seems to be okay. Let's face it, explosions are pretty great in a blockbuster movie. They're thrilling in a celebration with fireworks. They're beautiful, and when they're behind a cop putting on sunglasses, they're nothing short of glorious. These games understand the fine art of detonation. Broforce, Doom, Just Cause 3, Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, Kerbal Space Program.
It should be Broforce. That's
I
all
want it
that
to be
game
Keep
is
Talking and
explosions.
Nobody Explodes.
Yo, Keep Talking
That's
and
just a
Nobody
great
Explodes. It doesn't even show the explosion though. That's the
That's
problem
just such a
with
good
it.
game. Like it's such a
You're,
unique
you're
game.
right.
My vote goes to Doom.
I'm gonna say Broforce.
Okay, my vote goes to Doom as well.
The Love-Hate Relationship Award. Dark Souls 3, Darkest Dungeon, Dota 2,
Oh shit.
Geometry Dash, and Super Meat Boy.
This is actually hard.
Dark Souls because it's Dark Souls.
I bet Dark Souls 3 gets it.
Yeah, I can agree to that. Yeah.
Okay. The Sit Back and Relax Award. This is the opposite of the Love-Hate one, they say.
I like the description. Did you read the description for the Love-Hate Relationship Award? This is the opposite.
That's pretty good.
Yep. Abzu, Cities Skylines, Euro Truck Simulator 2, Mini Metro. That game's on sale on iOS right now. I just bought it. Verity. I don't know what that is. I'm going to throw my vote in for Abzu.
That like Verity or whatever is actually just like a bunch of like it's very zen. It's like potted plants and like some music stuff going on. Yeah, it's weird.
Is that your vote?
No.
I'm torn between Cities and Euro Truck.
I like cities, so I'm going to vote for that.
I'm gonna go against my gut check and say Euro Truck, but I think it's Cities.
Sorry,
Say
which
Euro
one
Truck.
was
And
yours,
the
Sean?
last one. Mine was Abzu.
Okay.
The Better with Friends Award, Don't Starve Together, Gang Beasts, Golf with Your Friends, Left 4 Dead 2, Magica.
Oof.
Fucking Magica.
like-
I would say
like
that
none of
game
the
is better
Jackbox
without
games on
friends. Because
Yeah, exactly.
holy shit, did I get pissed off playing that game.
My vote is Gang Beasts.
Fucking Mark
What?
just
No,
kept exploding us. Like fucking, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm
thought
still a little traumatized from Magic. I don't ever want to play it again.
Why would they do it? Why would they allow something so powerful it just kills everybody on the screen, basically?
Because they knew some people would love it.
They knew.
They're not stupid.
Motherfuckers.
God, out of this list.
Okay, the straight up real answer is Game Beast because that's not a thing without friends. Like, that's not actually a game. That's you just standing there. But my answer is going to be golf with your friends because I really like that.
Okay.
I don't know where you. I don't like. If I guess from the actual literal interpretation of better with friends, yeah, Gang Beasts. But no, I don't think that's gonna win.
Agreed.
I'm gonna say Left 4 Dead 2.
I think you're right. Actually, I think that's what will win.
That's a good point. Yep. All right. That's it for news. So I guess we'll come back to that whenever it's done. Let's go on to questions.
Well, there are a couple pieces of news we can talk about.
Okay.
Like I mentioned earlier, Nintendo's stock price has plummeted because of Super Mario Run because it's currently getting slammed. They've already admitted there's no plan for DLC for the game.
Oh, really? That's super depressing.
They have actually admitted that.
That sucks.
So, but then again, this is Nintendo. They like to double talk a lot.
I would hope so.
The actual specs as well for the Switch appear to have been leaked. These looking very official.
The clock speeds came out.
Yeah, the clock speeds came out. Apparently, the system is very, very nerfed when it is out of the dock, like to an extreme degree.
Yeah, I figured. I mean, it's technology. It's not magic we're talking about here. So yeah,
I know, but like apparently, it's up to the developer whether or not they want to use the higher clock speed in the first place when it's docked. Because there's a lot of talk of saying like, yeah, we basically have to design two versions of the game, one that runs at this setting and one that runs at this setting. So,
that scares me because Nintendo. The problem with Nintendo for me has always been their third-party support has just been like none.
Yeah, and it always looks good before the system comes out, and then
that scares me.
Away.
That actually frightens me now. Okay,
it's gonna be the same as usual.
Yeah, you're right. I thought it'd be different.
Day one if I can.
Nope.
I'm still a little irked that Nintendo, as always, doesn't seem to know how many other fucking systems they're going to sell. So I know it's going to be a pain in the ass to find one, and I don't think anyone's doing pre-orders anymore.
For a Switch?
Yeah.
They haven't even started pre-orders.
Are you sure? I thought they started pre-orders when it got announced.
No.
I started pre-orders. You can just go to my PayPal and pre-order a Switch right now.
Just give you a couple $100 and you'll pick one up.
Yeah. I want one.
The other news story is, I wouldn't really call it a news story, but everyone's been talking about it today.
Here we go.
Overwatch Christmas comic came out. You knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Overwatch Christmas comic came out. Tracer is considered openly gay, which
I did see this. I didn't really think it was news.
Like I just bring it up because a bunch of people have already talked about it in the chat.
The best comment I've seen about this is that somebody was saying, well, then I've seen a lot of inaccurate porn or like Rule 34, like just factually inaccurate canon.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we don't know if she's bi or just full gay.
Tracer has a
girlfriend. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
See, and this is the thing.
Either up in arms or really excited about it.
Like, I understand why it does matter to have like representation and stuff like that. But to me, like, it doesn't matter because I don't care about any Overwatch character.
As a white CIS, yeah.
That's it. That's the thing, is that I have the privilege to say I don't give a fuck.
We already have so much representation, we don't give a shit. But good for those.
You're right. I misspoke.
Sure.
I didn't mean like I don't care about having those characters. This is great. I'm just saying, like, does it really matter?
We know what you meant.
For the game, it's not going to affect the game at all. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if
you
never see this represented in the game. Primarily because this is another part of it. The comic was not released in Russia because if they did that, they would have had to give it an 18+ rating. Apparently, anything.
God damn it!
Yes, the comic would have had an 18+ rating because apparently anything that it shows anything explicitly like gay or like referencing anything gay like that is considered gay propaganda, and as a result has to be adult rated, while Overwatch itself is 12 rated in Japan, or in Russia rather.
Cool, way to go, Russia.
But yeah, other than that, yeah.
2016.
Tracer has a girlfriend. Tourborn has a lot of kids. McCree has a drinking problem. That was basically what I mean that comic.
That's just so obvious though. McCree has a drinking problem.
This comic is free online, by the way, if people want to find it.
The comic was honestly, I liked the comic. It was kind of funny.
It was a good Christmas comic. Yeah, why not?
Yeah. I also read the Halloween one, which was also really good. I didn't realize that they'd made a Halloween comic. I thought they just did the event. That was it.
They consistently do put comics out. From
they
what
were putting them out fairly often, but then like it felt like a big break between like the Halloween one and this one, because I thought it was every month they were doing one.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, questions. Hey John, why don't you tell us where we can send questions in, because you're going to start it.
Oh shit. TDP Podcast on Twitter, topdownperspective@gmail.com, topdownperspective on Facebook, and my PO box. And the problem is, I don't know where that letter is. I forgot to look.
Oh, okay. I was wondering why you were like, "Oh shit." It's like, "Oh, geez, I guess he really doesn't want to read."
I forgot where it was.
Yeah, we held it off so Paul could be here.
If you give me a sec, I'll look, because it should be within arm's reach. But
okay, I'll read the first one, and Paul, I'll ask you. Can you grab the Twitter ones? I didn't.
I did already.
Okay,
there was one. So.
Okami of Games says, "What's the funniest/dumbest new weapon in Dead Rising 4?" This is mostly a question for John.
Magic Wand, easily. Magic Wand and Gandalf are both really good. The Magic Wand, you fire a magic spell and it turns a zombie into a Christmas ornament, either a giant Rudolph or like a gingerbread man or a pile of presents that you can just smash apart.
Okay.
The Gandalf shoots lawn gnomes out of the wand, and its like skill attack is it summons an army of like 24 mini gnomes to march in front of you and explode.
That's awesome.
Those are probably my two favorites so far.
What about you?
Yeah, yours are gonna be better than mine. I just kind of stuck to some ones that like worked really well, so I don't have anything that exciting or silly.
Got it.
Nice.
All right, you got it?
Yep.
Okay.
Do you want to read it?
Before we do that, because I'm going to forget again, I've been meaning to ask you for like a month. What is the update of Anonymous, your secret listener?
That's actually in our third question right here.
I've been trying to like remember that every week I've been here, and I haven't. So.
Okay. Well, then why don't we just skip to Sandy's question, because she actually asks about it.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
So Sandy wrote in the second of her three questions, or his questions, was, Sean, did you ever find out that person who listened to the podcast, the coworker that was mentioned a couple podcasts back? Yes, I found them. I talked to them. I wish I had like a cool story about this, but honestly, nothing really that exciting happened.
Yeah.
I overheard one of the girls at my work. Hi, if you're listening.
Hi, Anonymous.
Talking to another coworker, like pretty in depth about Final Fantasy 15, and I was like, okay, like no one knows that much about Final Fantasy that's not listening to a video game podcast. Like, come on.
Yeah, fair enough.
And yeah, so I eventually went and talked to her about it, and I was like, was there some hints I was supposed to be picking up that I just wasn't getting? And she was like, no, it was mainly just the college graduation part. And I'm like a total bad judge of like age, so I didn't know she was around my age and such. But there wasn't like mouses hidden anywhere or anything like that.
Okay.
I'm really hoping that was a hint.
On her desk, yeah, she was like, I was worried I made it too. Yeah, so
Anonymous, you let us down. You let us down, man.
Was
she cool? Yeah, I mean, like I definitely know her and I worked with her before and stuff.
Okay. You just didn't like really consider her.
Put him on the spot.
First.
My bad.
What was that? Sorry.
Oh, you just like when we were saying, do you have anyone in mind or stuff? You just didn't really like consider her probably like a video game fan sort of thing.
Yeah, like I just didn't. I don't know a ton about her. So
fair enough.
But then once I started overhearing her, then it was like, oh, I bet it's this person, and it was. So I did find them. Like I said, I wish I had a cool story about how I came across it, but it wasn't that cool.
I wish you did too.
Yeah. Sandy also wrote, what are your thoughts on the Resident Evil movies out on DVD? I have one I bought on sale, but have yet to watch it.
Yo, they're so fucking dope.
Actually good. The first one's really good. The rest are stupid, but they're stupid fun to watch.
Wait, which ones are we talking about? Are we talking about like the legit Resident Evil CG movies? Or are we talking about
you're right,
the Resident Evil movies?
The CG ones are good to watch, but they're cheesy as shit.
Yeah,
and
they're a little
ones. The first one's actually good, and the rest are just cheesy shit.
The CG ones are a little boring, to be honest. Like they're a little long in the mouth. There's a lot of exposition
and
stuff.
Then they just start doing dumb shit.
Yeah, they're definitely worth a watch. I will say that like the Mila Jovovich like action phenomenons, you have to see at some point because they get so fucking out there.
They're a franchise that starts to be like the first game and then starts trying to see how much they can push the idea of over the top per each movie. Each movie they just try to do more and more. And then they realize how stupid it gets. They try to retcon it. And then at the end of the movie, they're like, no, wait, that was a stupid idea. Let's go back.
It's very odd.
I'm excited for the last movie that's coming out very soon.
The great thing about those movies is that they always work in like a creature or enemy type from the video game of like that generation that they're representing into the movie somehow, which is so fucking good. Like where out of nowhere there's just the executioner guy with the giant hammer like chasing them. It's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb. Apparently they're thinking that the molded creature from Resident Evil 7 is in this new one. So I am so excited if it is because that's the dumbest shit ever.
Oh, that's right. It's coming out around the same time Resident Evil 7 doesn't it?
Also, Resident Evil Vendetta, the one with Chris Leon and Rebecca Chambers, comes out the same time.
Oh, God.
January.
Rebecca's in it?
Yeah. She's like a school teacher now with the kids or something. Yeah, it's weird. I saw a screenshot of her, and it's weird seeing little Becky all grown up and, alive. But there you go.
I mean, she was playable in like 5's Mercenaries mode, and she still looked like Rebecca.
True, yeah. She still looks like Rebecca for what it's worth. You can tell it's her for sure. Anyways, yes, you should see them.
I haven't seen any of these, so
yeah, you should just buy all of them.
Last question from Sandy. What do you enjoy most about playing video games?
Probably being able to talk about them.
That's a good answer. I like that answer.
Just like relating the different experiences. Yeah, escapism's really good. That's been super helpful this year in general. It's been really nice to just go to video games and forget that this year existed.
They're just fun. Same reason I play sports. It's just fun. Fun.
They're just fun.
All right, John. You're up.
I already said escapism.
No, I mean, you're doing the next question.
Oh, sorry. All right, letter. This one comes to us from Enog7, a.k.a. Tyler. Dear Top 10 Perspective, hey all, Enog7/Tyler here again. Wanted to write in with my thanks for all the entertainment, though no gifts this time as per Paul's request.
Wait, what?
This past... I don't remember. Was Enog the person who gave us the Steam gift cards?
It must be. It's the only gifts we've gotten, so...
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Continue.
Gotcha.
This past summer, I went back to work for my parents on their farm. As a result, I spent many long hours alone in a tractor/sprayer, and much of that time was spent listening to this podcast. So much so that by the end, I had listened to over a year's worth of episodes.
Okay.
Wow. In doing this, I also kept a list of all the best episodes, my personal favorite being August 17th, 2012, where Sean does
classic.
something. Yeah, where Sean. That's why I was laughing. I'm like, okay, so we're not gonna know which this is. Where Sean does something unique with the news. I highly recommend checking that episode out.
Oh god damn it! Okay, give me the date again because I'm gonna write it down and actually check it out.
August 17th, 2012.
Okay.
Yeah, Enag confirms that they were the person that sent the Steam gift cards.
Gotcha. Okay.
Anyways, as for my question, have you guys ever worked for/with a family member, and how was it? Once again, thanks for continuing to make this. Tyler/Eneg7.
Mm-hmm.
With a family member?
I have.
Really? No.
In high school, you could get like special things added on to your diploma if you did volunteer hours. So I would go in with my dad to his work, and basically just kind of hang around and not do anything besides watch TV. And then they would sign saying I did 8 hours of work.
Nice.
Yep, that was pretty good.
I have not, thankfully. Although I had the problem growing up of my mom being a teacher in my school.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So that was a whole different experience. I feel like that makes up for having to work with family members.
For sure. Did she ever teach your class?
No, I was spared, thank God. My sister, on the other hand, was not.
Oh, no.
the best part was in grade 7, I had the option of choosing music or health. And I was like, oh, I want to learn how to play an instrument. So I picked music. And then in grade 8, our schools shifted around. So they changed a couple plans. But basically, in grade 8, they needed a new health teacher. And my mom was picked. So because I picked music, I never had to do health class or sex ed with my mom. Which, thank God for that.
Yeah, thank God for that. Oh, man.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I
That's
know
hilarious.
I know it's oversaid on the internet, but like I cringed a little bit thinking about it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I think everyone probably just cringed.
That's-
Like nobody wants that.
I love my family, but God, am I so glad that never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, I feel like everyone can relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I got a CD burner like when we were younger, primarily to make copies of my grandpa's CD firm that he would sell when he would play, like different places. So like he paid me for it and like expected them at a certain time and all that stuff. So yeah, I worked for him before like I was old enough to get a job. I would have been like 11-ish, maybe 12.
Okay.
Yeah. It was fine. It's I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. It's way easier to like tell somebody off for a problem in your job when you're not like having to see them for dinner at any point.
Sure. Right.
Yeah, I could see that being an issue.
Yeah.
All right, Paul, do you want to take this next question?
Yeah, we bounced around a little bit. I just want to share with you.
We're on this one here.
I also have remember the episode names. I have that list.
Ooh,
The new episode names.
That was on Twitter, right?
That was, yeah. I forgot to grab them, but I have them here and I didn't look at them. We can do that now if you wish.
Okay, why don't we do that? You have them up. Do you want to do it like we did last time where we have to try and guess?
Yeah, I can't see them without like removing the spoiler tag thing, so I can guess with you.
Okay.
Yep.
Who sent this in?
Sorry, I just forgot the username, even though it's VGC Kenny.
Okay. All right.
So VGC Kenny sent in the next group of them here, starting off with It Keeps the Blades Sharp from October 29th. That's the title of that episode. It keeps the blades sharp. What's the context? You at home listening can play as well.
I have absolutely no idea. Do you have a guess, Paul?
I have no fucking idea, dude.
Okay, what's the answer?
Okay, the answer is the final remark on a brief tangent on Shredder's favorite video game, Farmville. What?
Yeah, like I think we were talking about, like, oh yeah, he likes to cut things with his claws. It keeps the blade sharp.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what it was. That sounds like it.
That's really good. Man, that's really good. Okay. So November 6th, First Person Shadow is the title.
First Person Shadow. I have no idea.
I wanted to think like Sonic, but I don't remember us ever talking about that, so no idea.
You know what? I'm going to follow you on this and say that we were talking about Shadow the Hedgehog in first person.
Okay.
I feel like it must be talking about, like, we played some first-person game and the shadow made no sense, or like you could only see your shadow.
I bet you're right, because I remember saying something recently that The Witness was the first game to do that.
Yeah, you're right. I remember you saying that. Okay.
John got it.
I think he did too. So the context was a question came up about whether or what other game mechanics could be used as podcast titles. This was one of them that Sean found with the same method of finding your podcast name, looking it up on Giant Bomb.
Oh, okay. So this was a mechanic, a game mechanic.
And that's probably where I learned The Witness was the first one.
Yeah, you're right.
What was the date on this podcast?
That one.
Year's?
Yeah, that was November 6th. 6th.
Okay, then yeah.
Yeah. So November 10th. Oh, we did a few in a row, I guess, that week. Episode title: I'm sorry, Wes Anderson.
I have no idea. I don't remember us talking about Wes Anderson.
I'm sorry, Wes Anderson. What would we have talked about with Wes Anderson?
That his movies are great? I don't remember us talking about Wes Anderson.
I don't think I was here for this podcast. I'm not sure.
So it would have been me and Sean.
I think we're getting close to Thanksgiving time, maybe.
When did Nathan guest?
Oh, it might be one of the Nathan ones. Okay. I could see that.
Because he really likes Grand Budapest Hotel a lot, and I feel like we opened a thing up talking about movies, a podcast with him.
Okay, maybe. All right. What was it?
Okay, let's see. Context. A movie question came up, and Nathan apologized because he wanted to say Grand Budapest Hotel was his favorite movie in the last 5 years, but thanks to TDP law, he had to say it was Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
That's right. That's right. I remember that. Yeah, John, you weren't there, but Paul and I were both like, you're not allowed to say anything besides Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Right. Man, do you guys remember how hard he went on that movie? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, all right. Okay. I'm going to count that as that we got it, by the way. I'm going to count that. November 17th. Title name was How Far Can You Get It Up There?
Is November 17th Thanksgiving? Because I feel like this might be like a stuffing turkey thing.
No, that's the week before.
Oh, so it's the 24th, you're saying?
Yeah, so the weeks after will be American Thanksgiving.
Did we have Nathan on twice? I thought we did twice in a row, didn't we?
Probably.
No, I think I was back for this one, so I was here for this one.
I don't know what this is. How far can you get it up there?
Get it up there?
The question everybody must ask themselves at some point in their life.
What is it?
I'm tapping out. I have no idea.
Yeah, no.
Context is Paul and John explaining that Sean is not here because he is partaking in the new Harry Potter meme of shoving a broomstick up your ass.
Okay. No wonder I didn't get it.
Wow. All right. I had forgotten that one.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Woo. Yeah. Anyway, this is what happens when Sean's not around, I guess. Oh, thanks for bringing that up, BTC Kenny. I appreciate that. He's right there. November 24th. It depends what you mean by skull. Skull being in quotation marks.
I wasn't here for this one.
This sounds a little familiar.
It does, yeah.
So this was the Thanksgiving one, right?
Yeah. Depends what you mean. What were you playing around Thanksgiving? American Thanksgiving. I guess for you it's Thanksgiving.
Pokemon. It was mainly just Pokemon, I believe.
What was I playing? Like a lot of
Resident
Evil.
We talked about YouTube videos.
What's in Pokemon? Anything? Is there a skull in Pokemon?
The bad guys are Team Skull.
Okay, the bad guys are Team Skull. What?
Maybe it's
still doesn't make sense.
Like, do they wear a skull? And I said something like, depends what you mean by a skull, because it's kind of like an iconic skull thing. I don't know. What's the answer?
Okay, the answer is Sean having a brain fart. Paul asking how cool Team Skull was, and Sean meant to say depends what you mean by cool, but he messed up. Okay. Okay. That one's a pretty obscure one, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
December 1st. 50 nugget challenge.
Oh, was I?
50 nugget challenge?
Oh, no, December 1st I was flying. Okay.
I think it must have been something like I feel like it was something me saying I could probably eat 50 nuggets.
Yeah, so
and then I talked about my chicken nugget party.
I actually know exactly what this is. Is that recently a bunch of people from the NLSS, for people who don't know what that is, it's the Northern Lion Super Show or whatever, crew or whatever. They've been doing this, like, can you eat 50 nuggets in one sitting, blah, blah, blah. And it's been going on all year. But, like, recently a bunch of them have made, like, subscriber goals and, like, have been doing the challenge. So it was fresh in my mind around this time. I asked Sean if he thinks he could do 50 nuggets, and then we talked about nuggets. That's exactly what the context is. And what did he write? A cooking question came up. Paul asked Sean how many chicken nuggets he can eat in a sitting. Paul guessed 50, but it was actually 20, and then Paul issued the challenge. Yeah, so it was just basically... You were saying, like, probably 20, and I was saying, no, 20 you could do comfortably. Because, like, 20 is not a hard thing, honestly.
No, you're right.
I still can't decide in my mind if 50 is or not. Because some days when I'm hungry, I think about 50, and I'm like, that's doable. It's gross, but doable. And some days...
I think you'd be stomach sick by the end of it. Like, you just be like, I don't want chicken ever again.
I do agree that you probably would never want chicken again. All I'm saying is that I've seen some of the scrawniest people on Earth do this 50 nugget challenge and, like, easily do it. All I'm saying is I'm not scrawny, and I've eaten a lot of food in my time before. I'm not proud of what I can eat, but I'm just saying 50, depending on the day, is probably doable. I think any more.
One more title? We should have one more, right?
We actually have two. So the next one is December 9th, the third question.
Okay.
The third question?
Yeah.
Is this the Anonymous one?
No, because that was a month or two ago. This is
that was
like
a while back.
Was it a while back?
Oh yeah, that I've been meaning to ask you about an update to that for like a month at least.
The third question. I feel like this has something to do with me.
I agree.
It was either we had a question that the third question was like excruciatingly long and we spent a lot of time on, or we accidentally kept skipping the third question of something. I don't know.
I tapped out and read what it is. You guys aren't really that close. So
That's what I thought.
Sean calls dibs on the third question in the letter segment, despite not knowing the question was from Hank about making games into dating sims. That's the context.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just ran it. Yeah, I randomly said that. Okay.
Oh, I thought it was the numbers.
And the one from last week when I wasn't here, Acceptably Clunky is the title.
That's talking about Dead Rising 4's controls.
Yep. John's way of describing the controls for any and all Dead Rising games. Yep.
All right. Thanks for sending that in.
Yeah, thanks for sending that in. I'll take the question here, though, just to keep us in order here. Okay. Arc Siren, I hate saying that name because I'm really bad at it. Wrote in and said, if you were pitted in a 2-on-2 man fight with a video game character as your partner, who would you have as your partner, but you will have to fight their main rival or enemy while they fight your... Wait, okay. 2-on-2 man fight. You get to pick any video game character as your partner. You have to fight their main rival, and they have to fight yours, which is hilarious because it just makes me think, like, who would be my rival?
That's who has a rival?
That's a really good question.
If I picked Dante, then I have to fight Virgil, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Okay. I'm literally trying to think of who has the weakest villain.
I'm actually trying to think of who my rival is.
I have no idea who I would pick as a rival. So
I would fight the Bad Rat's cat because I could probably win that fight.
I don't know. I've seen what your cat did to your headphone cord. I'm just saying.
Oh my god!
I don't know that you would win.
Dude, we streamed on Saturday, and 3 minutes into the stream, Bagel climbed the tree and knocked it over.
Nice. So if I pick like Scooby-Doo, do I have to fight like an old man dressed up like a ghost?
Yes. Okay. Pick it.
Yep.
All right, I picked Scooby-Doo.
He would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for these meddling kids.
If it wasn't for me.
If it wasn't for this meddling Sean.
Yeah. Paul, who are you picking?
Oh my god. This is a really hard question because the answers could be great.
If you pick Garfield, do you have to fight Nermal?
No, you have to fight Mondays.
Mondays. You have to fight a lack of lasagna. Just an absence.
Who the fuck would I have as my partner? See, my first idea is to either go to the Metal Gear series or to the Resident Evil series, and I'm just saying.
I looked over and saw Metal Gear, and I'm like, Raiden would be my partner, but then no, I'd have to fight Armstrong.
All I'm saying is that in all the games I play, the partner for the main character usually doesn't end up coming back. So I don't really necessarily want to choose one of them. Oh my god, this is unnecessarily difficult. Okay, I'm going to say my video game character partner would be Mega Man.
Okay.
Which means who would be his rival?
Dr. Wily?
Well, I'm thinking the X series specifically.
Well, then it would be Mega Man X, and then it'd be Sigma.
Right. And if it was the earlier games, it would actually be, what's his name? Proto Man.
No, Proto Man was never his rival. It'd be Dr. Wily.
Dr. Wily was his nemesis, not his rival.
Oh, I get what you're saying. So by that logic, then like Zero would be X.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Basically, my thing is, do I want to fight Proto Man or Zero? The answer is Proto Man.
Well, in that case,
all
then,
day.
Then no, Mega Man, classic Mega Man's rival would be Base, because that's all Base
You're
does.
right.
Is tries to, yeah. Because Proto Man never, like, wouldn't never be his rival. He's more of his like I'm gonna come in and save your ass because you're incompetent.
You're right. Yeah, I still rather fight. I don't want to fight Zero. I do not want to fight Zero. So
I guess Vile is also an option. Someone brought up Vile.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you know what? I'll fight Vile. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, Vile's in like a third of the games.
Yo, he's not in some big like mech thing, right? It's just mano a mano with Vile. I think we'd be okay. It's not the start of
X1.
I'm not a robot, so he probably couldn't like put me in a stasis field. I think we'd be okay.
This is why I picked like the Bad Rat's cat because it's a very easy target there.
Yeah.
All right, next question. James writes, Crash Bandicoot games. What do you think of what happened with the series after the Naughty Dog era? Personally, I like most of them to a degree, even Crash of the Titans and Mind Over Mutant, which, aren't really Crash games, but they are still pretty fun. They aren't as good as the originals, well, at least 2 and 3, but they're not as bad as some might say, except for Crash Boom Bang. That shit's like shit.
I fell off in a big bad way with Crash games after the Naughty Dog stuff because they got really weird, so I have no idea.
I've only ever played Crash Bandicoot 1, so I'm not the person to ask about that.
All right.
Yeah, that's fair. That racing game was fun. I can't remember the name of it because there was a few of them,
two.
I
There's
think.
Crash Nitro Kart and Crash Team Racing.
Yeah, you know what? They were both fine. So, there you go. They're fine, I guess.
All right, John, you got this next one, which is for you.
That's convenient. This is from Paul. I have a fever dream of John back in the Something Awful Let's Play days, being on a stream with some dude that was talking about how he accidentally did ecstasy or cocaine at a party. I think the dude did a lot of Mega Man stuff, and it might have been an NES Mega Man race with Raocow as well. Oh, that's got to be Oyster. That's got to be Oyster.
Okay, I think that was
I cannot remember the name of the guy or find the video. I would not be able to find the video. I don't even remember the video. But that literally sounds like you've described Oyster.
Okay.
I can't remember the name of the guy or the video. Any clue what I'm talking about? Also, a little curious if you keep in contact with some of the older Let's Players. A couple, Slow Beef and Diabetes. I think they make it their point to harass me at this point, so it works out very conveniently with keeping in touch with them. Other than that, not too many. Rod and Lily have been in Calgary for ages, and I keep forgetting to go see them. I'm not really in contact with many of the people from back in the SA days. Like I fell out of the loop for a while, and I'm starting to get back in there now with Arcade Pit. Like I get to chat with Syke a little bit more, which is good. He's always a good guy to chat with, so yeah.
Okay. Paul, you're up.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just looking. Okay, Charles asks, any non-gaming podcasts you would recommend? Yes, multiple.
My Brother and Me is super funny.
Okay. Yeah, comedy podcasts are my go-to. If I'm not going to listen to people talk about video games, which I actually don't, like, ever, really. I listen to WTF with Mark Maron. It's really good. Like, some friends of mine, or, like, some other podcasters I've, like, hung out with and met with and stuff, like, Vent Chat. I really like those guys. They're fun. Trying to think of movie podcasts. Don't think I have any movie podcasts. I'm trying to kind of throw like cast a large net. Hopefully somebody would. I
listen to the Tested podcast, which is like tech and pop culture. I also listen to the Comic Vine podcast, which is comic books and pop culture.
I've listened to a podcast called Baited that's been out for a little bit. It's basically Keemstar and two other guys that just keep yelling at him. It's pretty good for that because they disagree with him on everything. It's about YouTube drama stuff though. But what I like about that podcast is that each host just disagrees. Like, so I don't know how that podcast exists basically because they're always fighting, but it's super entertaining to just hear them like yell at each other about dumb YouTube drama shit. Tell 'em Steve Dave is one I listen to regularly. For people that are into Blizzard games, primarily World of Warcraft, the instance is great.
Whoa, non-gaming podcasts.
Yeah, you were right. Okay.
John, any podcast? Do you listen to podcasts?
No, not really.
The best part about the Giant Beast cast is when they don't talk about games and just talk about whatever else. So I'm going to say those.
You're talking Beast or Bombcast?
Beast
and
Bombcast.
Is really good.
Beast is really good, but we're not allowed to say gaming podcast, so I'm going to say that when they don't talk about gaming.
That's true, yeah.
This American Life is legitimately one of the best audio programs you can ever listen to. It's so fucking good. It's just like curated stories revolving around a topic, and it's really either touching, makes you think, or it's like heartwarming. I don't know. That's definitely one people should check out.
Another one I've been going through is The Worst Idea of All Time, which are two New Zealand guys who watched Grown Ups 2 every single week for a year and then did a podcast after each viewing. That's season 1. Season 2, I'm just about to start, is Sex and the City 2.
Yep.
Those are pretty funny guys. They're short podcasts.
Oh, those guys. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. They're short podcasts, and you can hear them just like their hate and insanity grow as they keep going.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It's quite good, for sure. There's a Sailor Moon podcast I can't remember the name of right now, but it's pretty good, too. Actually, Hank, if you're in the chat, hook a brother up with that name. Yeah, that podcast is good, too.
Bob writes in, do you think when a fandom gets to a certain size, it's guaranteed to have a certain level of toxicity associated with it?
Yes, next question.
I think anything in life, when it gets to a certain size, is guaranteed to have a level of toxicity with it.
Yeah, it's not tied to specifically fandoms. It's just human nature.
Yeah, I agree. Once you hit a certain amount of people, you're going to get some bad eggs. He continues, I've been turned off certain series purely out of dealing with the community when I started, and I wonder how some of the communities became so much more unpleasant compared to others of similar size. Do you think that there are certain factors that give way to a more toxic community?
Absolutely. Yeah. The things that give away is when the community doesn't have people to enforce a certain like way they want the community interacting with each other, and they start policing themselves, and it just turns into like the inmates running the prison. It just turns into a shit show, basically. When there's too many voices that like you don't have enough moderation or a way to deal with it, it always turns to shit.
It's a pretty good one. Yep.
Also, the Sailor Moon podcast is called Sailor Business. I highly recommend people checking it out.
Sailor Business?
Yeah.
All right, one question left for each of you guys.
All right. Joshua writes in and says, what is the defining characteristics of a sandwich?
Oh, here we go. All right.
I was playing through Fallout 4 and encountered two NPCs.
Let me just roll up the sleeves. Get ready for this.
I'm ready.
I encountered two NPCs arguing about what makes a sandwich, and one asked if a loaf of bread is a bread sandwich. And I got thinking, does a sandwich have to be between bread? Then what about using things like English muffins? Is that still a sandwich? What do you think makes a sandwich a sandwich? Also, what is your favorite way to make a sandwich? Also, have you ever considered having other guests on the show? Let's start. Yeah, I know. A little whiplash from that one. First off, I believe the actual definition of a sandwich is something placed between two other things.
What about an open-faced sandwich?
Then that's defining the definition, or that's like defying the definition of a sandwich.
Because it's called sandwich. It has sandwich in the name.
But you can be sandwiched, which is also like pressed between two things.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No, because it's one thing. Unless you could call it an open-faced sandwich, though.
No, it's
a bun. Do you rip apart your buns? What are you doing to your hot dog?
I don't want to, but a lot of times when I put the sausage
is
in there,
why
the buns
I hate this question. It breaks us apart.
Okay, we need to determine what the defining characteristics of a sandwich are.
I think it has to be between.
It needs bread, right?
No.
Okay, you're right. It doesn't need to be bread because what about that KFC thing that was two?
Oh my God, you're right.
Ice cream sandwich. What about an ice cream sandwich?
That's true. You're right.
It's like the definition of
a sandwich. Am I a sandwich?
No.
Are you?
A calzone could maybe be considered a sandwich.
So
now you're talking crazy. Now I'm out of here.
Sandwich?
Fuck this podcast.
Look, the definition of a sandwich is it's got to be something pressed between two similar things.
Okay,
so
hold
like
on.
2 pieces of bread.
What is
two
a
crackers,
sandwich?
Whatever. A s'more is a marshmallow sandwich, marshmallow graham cracker sandwich, for example.
Okay.
Wait, you're gonna say a calzone is a sandwich?
I mean, but it could be. I wouldn't call it a sandwich, but it fits the criteria.
Are you saying if you went into a restaurant and said, "Give me a sandwich," and they give you a calzone, you wouldn't slap it out of their hands?
Sean, if you consider a hot dog a sandwich, I will consider as a calzone a sandwich because it's the same thing.
No, none of this back alley agreements. We can't do that. This is a podcast with goddamn integrity.
Who the fuck calls a hot dog a sandwich?
I'm actually with you.
Podcast, and we are getting to the bottom of this.
Okay, let's cool down for a second. We all have to agree, for the love of, if you want me to continue being on this podcast, we have to agree a hot dog is not a sandwich.
I agree.
Hey, John started it. He said a sandwich is something between two things.
I don't care.
Definition of a sandwich.
I don't care who started it. We have to agree a hot dog is not a sandwich. I will end this broadcast right now.
Is a burger a sandwich?
Yes.
This is a better question. A hot dog is not a sandwich. We have to get that out.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
The definition I looked up of a sandwich is an item of food consisting of 2 pieces of bread with meat, cheese, or other filling. So it's a base.
That's a literal definition. Yeah.
That's a literal definition. Also, insert or squeeze something or someone between 2 other things is like the definition of sandwich, to sandwich something. So there has to be 2 outer layers squeezing together something to hold it.
Okay, I mean, I don't like it, but that sounds like a hot dog.
No, because it's one. The bun is one thing. You put the bun.
That's a good.
And I wish it was all the time, but a lot of times the bun just rips open, and that sucks, and the hot dog falls out.
I can't help it if you're shitty at preparing a hot dog.
Hey, those buns are flimsy, man. I'm not making the buns.
Is a hot dog? I didn't even have to type in the whole thing. It's the first thing that comes up.
Of course it is.
Merriam-Webster settles debate, calls a hot dog a sandwich. But given that the definition of a sandwich is 2 or more slices of bread or split roll having a filling in between, there's no sensible way around it, they wrote on their website. Okay, I'm willing to concede this. A hot dog is a piece of meat sandwiched in bread. It is not a sandwich by the way we know sandwiches.
With this definition.
Okay. A burger is a sandwich.
Yes.
Is an Oreo a sandwich?
Yes.
Yes, it is, actually.
I believe it even says on the box that it is a sandwich.
That's a good point. I think it does. I mean, I could just look that up as well since we're practicing Google right now.
Okay, I'm gonna move along to his like sub questions. So does the sandwich have to be between bread? I think we're all saying no.
No,
it has to be between something, but it doesn't have to be bread. I don't think.
Okay, what about an open face sandwich?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what this is.
Sandwich isn't a sandwich technically.
What is it?
That's more of like
it's like a
food
pizza
being served on bread.
Which is
what
do you call that?
Served, like, it's like
you know what?
Salad.
I'm actually with John. It's not being sandwiched together. I'm not considering it a sandwich.
It has sandwich in the name.
Yeah, it's wrong.
That's because it's because literally they prepared a sandwich and they're like, oh, we don't have enough bread. Whatever. Open face sandwich.
You're right. You're actually right.
I'm just trying to go through all the options.
That's exactly how an open face sandwich was made. Someone didn't have enough bread, and it's like, this is an open face sandwich.
This is exactly how the world ends.
I think it was being like, you know what the worst part of a sandwich is? The bread.
That's. Oh my god.
Could also be the case, actually.
Okay.
Okay. Next part. Okay. What about English muffins? So you're getting like a breakfast sandwich.
English muffins are unleavened bread. It's a bread.
So we're saying it's a sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, an English muffin is bread, so I don't see how that's any different.
Sandwich. You guys toast the bread?
It depends what the sandwich is.
It depends. When I have like a club sandwich, toasted bread's great.
Okay, what's a sandwich you will never toast?
Ice cream sandwich.
Okay, what's a bread sandwich you would never toast?
Really good. Okay. What would I not toast? I don't like toasting certain subs, like say like a meatball marinara, something with like a lot of sauce in it. I don't really like toasting. Okay. I kind of like the bread to like soak it up.
I like grilled sandwiches a lot, like grilled cheese or paninis.
Yep. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you there.
Yep. Which panini might as well just be a grilled cheese.
I don't like the idea of toasting a Reuben. I'm sure people do, but I like not having toasted bread with the Reuben.
I love this flatbread from Subway. Getting that toasted is always great with whatever sandwich I'm having.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, what else is in this question?
Okay, so we're saying a burger is a sandwich. Someone brought this up in the chat. In-N-Out has a burger where the patty is wrapped in lettuce. It's for cutting down like carbs.
Interesting.
Is that a sandwich?
That's a wrap.
That's a good point.
That's a wrap.
Hang on, are you saying wraps or sandwiches?
No,
because it's not sandwiched; it's wrapped. The contents are wrapped.
Okay, what if it's lettuce, burger, lettuce? It's not like wrapped; it's just placed.
Is it if it's not?
That's technically a sandwich.
Lettuce. Yeah, if it's not one piece of lettuce, if it's two pieces of lettuce, it's a sandwich. If it's one, it's a wrap.
Yeah, there are multiple pieces of lettuce. Yeah. Okay, so that's a sandwich. You're calling that a sandwich because that's just like a burger salad to me.
I mean,
it's like
at the end of the day, sure, you're right. But if it's a piece of meat sandwiched between two things of lettuce, then sure, it's a sandwich.
Okay, what if I have a salad?
Yeah.
And I put my fist in it. Is that a sandwich? Now my fist is sandwiched between lettuce.
No, that's a fist wrap. That's what we call it in the industry.
Is that a wrap?
What's that? Because the salad's wrapping your fist.
All right.
This is the dumbest.
You got this last question?
Also, have you ever considered having other guests on the show? Yeah. That's.
And we have.
We have.
Yeah,
and that's we don't go looking for them though. Like it's just kind of a natural thing. One press L2P says first off, happy Christmas. And in the spirit of Christmas, what snow/Christmas levels are some of your favorites? I personally love how the Saints save Christmas. How the Saints save
really
Christmas.
good.
Oh, okay. Saints Row. Yeah. I was thinking like in a biblical sense. It's like when did the Saints save Christmas? Yeah, exactly. So Christmas or snow?
Dead Rising 4 is all Christmas, so that's kind of a nice one. I didn't play it, but Costume Quest 1 had Christmas DLC But I played everything else Costume Quest, and I really like that, so I'd probably be pretty into that.
I'm actually just gonna Google Christmas games because I can't.
I can't think like any snow levels that I usually like.
Or like snow levels. I generally don't like snow levels.
I got one. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
The entire game.
Yeah, that whole game's great, but there's that one level where you're like climbing up an avalanche and it's all silhouetted. That level's great. That's awesome. This podcast is so long. Oh my god.
I know. I just realized it was 2 hours. Holy crap.
What's your answers? Let's finish this. I want to go to sleep.
I already said How the Saints Save Christmas. That's
I mean, Die Hard is the answer for Christmas anything.
I mean,
Die Hard.
That's my favorite Christmas movie. But
it's one of the best Christmas movies. So
it is. I don't understand
the video games must be good.
I don't understand why there's so much controversy about whether or not it's a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas. It happens at Christmas. There's a Christmas jingle in it. It's a Christmas movie.
He says like there's a couple references to Santa, to Christmas, to presents. There's Christmas trees everywhere.
Yep. Ho ho ho.
I don't think anyone is saying it's not a Christmas movie. At least I'm not hearing.
There are a surprisingly large amount of people that are saying Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
They're wrong.
Okay.
It's weird. It's a weird controversy.
They're wrong. They are straight up wrong.
All right, if people want to send in questions next week, topdownperspective@gmail.com, @TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Facebook group, in Discord. You could do Reddit if you wanted. I wouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
The P.O. Box, as you can see, it works. Before we get to the end, last bit of housekeeping, do the community survey, because that's fun. And next week will be our Game of the Year show. So stay tuned and get excited for that.
Yep.
What's your guys' games of the week?
I guess Final Fantasy 15.
Jackbox 3.
Super Mario Run.
Dope. All right.
Okay, cool. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.